Okay, open back up the file, or if it's already open, this is what you should see. To make these sort of ropey chain type things, first I'm going to draw out the lines I'm going to use. So left click to start and then drag down while holding down the left click button. It currently doesn't have a stroke color because I was using the blue. So while it's still selected, I'm going to go to the default fill and stroke. That'll make it black. Turn off the fill so it doesn't do anything weird. So you'll have a black line hanging out here. All right, so there's my one on the left. Go back to the segments. I'm going to draw the one in the middle. Made me do that. So I'm going to start from the bottom and draw the one in the middle, make it meet. I'm going to start from the bottom and draw the one on the right. And since they're all their own sort of thing, I can kind of set up the top part, like where they meet up here, and then using the direct select tool, which works with only the points, can click on the point itself, the anchor point. I'm going to put it where I want it to go. So those are the three lines that eventually will look like this when I get done. So to draw this one, I'm actually going to use the pencil tool, which is under the shaper tool. Or if you hit N, it'll go to pencil tool. This lets you draw lines like you would normally draw with a pencil. So you can be really organic with it. Can kind of let you draw lines how you want. And because I kind of want this to look like it's sort of, naturally hanging on, like I'm going to kind of draw it kind of curvy, like that. So you see it a little bit better. I'm going to turn off the original. I'm going to adjust these just a hair. It's not really going to matter, but I just am doing it. So I'm going to put a brush on those three lines. So I'm going to select the first one at the bottom. Then I'm going to hold Shift and click and drag to rubber band marquee or marquee around all three of those other ones. So now all four of them are selected. I'm going to go to the brush panel or go to Window, Brushes. And I'm going to go down here to the library. This is where a bunch of brushes are. I don't necessarily remember where this one is right off the bat. So I'm going to look through to find it again. So I'm going to start with the decorative. And I'm going to start with the banners and seals. See how it pops out in a whole new window. So this is like a library of brushes that are already built in Illustrator. So I'm going to use this forward and back until I find the brush that I used before. It's in the image brush library, and it's this one right here called Stitch. So if I click on it, it'll make it look like these type of stitches. No, it's not exactly right, but it kind of looks like rope, kind of looks like they're tied together. They're really big though, so it's kind of eh. So I'm going to go either over here to stroke on the weight and turn it down, or up here on the stroke and on the point weight and turn it down. So I just want it to look like it's kind of stringy. It's built into the program, so there's nothing wrong with using it. I don't need this anymore, so I'm going to hit the X. And there is this fishbowl. No fish, but there's a fishbowl hanging from kind of ropey things. It's got some water into it. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything crazy, but you've learned how to make basic shapes. You've learned how to cut shapes with other shapes. You've learned how to draw regular line segments. You've learned how to change the line segment to a different brush look. And that's pretty much it for now. So do File, Save. So you save your work, and then do File, Export, Export As. I'm going to make sure the name is my last name, your last name, Fishbowl. Change it to a PNG, which is perfectly fine, and then I'm going to export. Resolution, medium for this one is fine. Background color, transparent or white, whatever. For this one, doesn't matter. This is practice. And then hit OK. And that'll save for you in your file or on the desktop for you to turn in later. Close it by the X or hit File, and you're done with the fishbowl.